When God created earth, he made funny people. He made ugly people. I mean, look at us, okay? But on the last day, he said, well, let me add a little bit more salt to this. And he made Frank Delima.
When I first started in my career, everybody thought I was pure Portuguese because I told plenty Portuguese jokes, but in actuality, I'm not. I'm Irish, Scotch, English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Chinese, and Hawaiian. That's why my body's so big, got a whole all those people inside. I don't mind being a Portuguese man. Boy, I love to talk to all kinds of girls. And whenever I'm around my cute pocket, my wallet begins to hurt. Oh, my hot Korean baby from Keomoku. I remember a night when we sat in that booth called Club Mandu. She massaged my mouth and foot. Oh, my howly girl from Hawaii makes my heart start to yearn. My Popolo girl from Schofield Town waits for my return. Oh, my Polynesian tira from Waimanalo. I remember a night when we walked on the sands of Sandy Beach. She protected me from Oramokes. Oh, I'm a Portuguese man. Yeah, I'm a Portuguese man. Oh, I'm a Portuguese man. Yeah, I'm a... But I only can bounce one at a time. I cannot do two one time. Portuguese man.
Welcome, the one and only Tira Turner.
I forgot my shorts, so no look underneath there.
He's the Robin Williams of Hawaii.
My name, Tira Turner. I want to let you know that I dedicate this song to all the titters out there.
Delima deliver the message, you know.
And you know who you are. You all have Vanna under your armpits. And you feed them cockroach every day. Pat!
Frank, delightful, delirious, Delima.
What did you think about the sumo?
Frank is 3 times a woman.
Stick with this other career, huh? You're lucky he never sit on you. Watch out for me, boy.
He's going to nail everyone. From the Samoans, the Hawaiians, the Portuguese, the Japanese. He got everybody down, you know.
When with your boyfriend, honey, don't act shy. If he gets fresh, just crank him in the eye. Don't leave room for any doubt. I say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cheer out.
Frank Delima is an open-minded individual, so he brings everybody to that open space in his head. That's the good thing about Frank Delima. He has no fear about it, you know. And so, what I've learned from Frank Delima is that to never have fear of whoever is in the audience. You can go anywhere around the world and just use what God has given you. With this talent, I use it. With his talent, he uses the same way, and I do the same. I use the same groundwork that he does. You know, is that grab them and hold them, and when you let them go, they don't want to let go of you.
It's titter out, okay? I say 1, 2, 3, 4. Titter out.
He's always stayed true, you know, to his comedy. So all I gotta say, one word, just awesome.
We started with Frank way back in the 70s, 78, when he was performing at the noodle shop. And it was Frank Delima, it was Frank, Kimoke Cueva, and Chuck Tilted, the 3 members in the group. And it started at the noodle shop because a lot of musicians back then started at the noodle shop. When they first came out and they needed a place to be exposed, the manager there said, fine, you can do a week, 2 weeks, you know, at the noodle shop. She always offered new groups that that way of exposure. And Frank was there, and he was hilarious then, and he's even more hilarious now.
Up in the sky, it's Pocho Man!
Besides doing concert spectaculars, Frank and Nakaloe always have a hot show at the noodle shop in Waikiki.
Shaped like that pineapple, and when I'm found with that, I like to find a shady spot on one long mat.
This zany superstar is known and loved for his outrageous antics. Excuse, huh? I'm talking about, of course, come on, man, we're shooting. The delirious, the delightful Delima, and his two nutty sidekicks, Nakaloe.
I just love Frank Delima. He's so Portuguese.
Well, Frank Delima and the Beamers go way, way back to the heyday of local entertainment in Waikiki. You know, we were, I'm not going to actually tell you the dates, but, you know, we were all playing in showrooms around the same period of time when Waikiki was a very big kind of entertainment thing, and local groups kind of penetrated Waikiki for the first time. And so we had a lot of success down there and a lot of great times. Frank, just a wonderful showman, and every time I've seen his show or been with him, I've just had the best time. You know, he's got a really positive sense of humor and a lot of aloha in his heart. We're continually proud of him for all the work he does in schools and his charity work. He's always there. He's a wonderful man, and I'm so glad he's around.
The Queen Kaleolani Hotel, and this is her. Yeah, I came up with 30 Years of Laughter because that's what it is. When I started in my career professionally, it was 1975, and my first gig was Club 400, and then from there I just moved on to different venues. And I was here once before in 1989, and until the Persian Gulf War, this was my home. 30 Years of Laughter. Well, it was all laughter, but of course along with it comes some not too comfortable memories, because you notice my stage here at the Queen Kaleolani, I have signs up. Well, these are the places that I performed at in my 30 years, and they're all no longer in existence. I first started at the Club 400, which didn't have a sign, and that one closed after 11 months. And then I went to the noodle shop, and the noodle shop housed me for 12 years, and that was my most successful of all my runs. That one, I had my big hit, Lucille, in Pidgin English.
The kids never eat mango season, not pound. I know my car stay smoking and the stereo stay broken, but wow, loud, loud.
Imelda Marcos came to my show as I performed as Imelda Marcos. She loved it. And many stars and entertainers came to the noodle shop. It was like a little nightclub, but it was a huge name. And I'm so appreciative of the noodle shop. But then I closed that. So then I went to this place, the Queen Kaleolani Hotel, in 1989 after the noodle shop closed. But then when the Persian Gulf War happened, this place closed, okay? Then I went to the Polynesian Palace because Al Harrington retired when the Persian Gulf War broke out. They wanted to keep it going, so I went. And the locals needed laughter, so they went to the Polynesian Palace. And that place closed. It's no longer in existence. And so I needed to go, because of economy, the Polynesian Palace closed. So then the Hula Hut was my next place. And that only 6 months, and they broke down the building. That is no longer in existence. So then I decided, well, what am I going to do next? Well, I had to collect unemployment. There was no place to go. So I went to the unemployment office, and my keyboard player, David Kauakahi, he went up to one window, which was a Portuguese lady, and she asked him, "Is that Frank Delima?" And David said, "Yeah." "Oh, poor thing, he must be so embarrassed, got to collect unemployment." I knew that night, all of Punch Bowl found out I was collecting unemployment, but luckily only for 3 months. And then the captain's table, they took me, and I was there for 3.5 years. The Japanese economy got real bad in Japan. They had to walk away from the Hawaiian Waikiki Beach Hotel where the captain's table was, closed. The captain's table is no longer in existence. And so then I thought, well, I'm 50 years old. I need to still work. There is no show. I'm closing all the showrooms. Where am I to go? So I thought, oh, maybe Pagoda would be good. I walked into the food and beverage office of the Pagoda Hotel, and the food and beverage manager took one look at me and said, "We don't want you to come here. We don't like clothes." So that was it. I was out of work for about 2 years. And then the 9/11 broke out, and the Palace showroom picked me up. They figured no tourists are coming to Hawaii after 9/11. Locals swarmed the Palace to get laughter because it was such a horrible time. And so I was there until last year. The Palace showroom closed forever. They're going to break down that building. And so the Queen Kaleolani Hotel asked me to come back. And so I'm here now on a month-to-month basis. They don't want to take no chances. My name is Frank